every day I'm blown away by what she's been able to accomplish through this team of medical professionals that we have here at the Marshfield Clinic. She makes progress every day, and it's we'd like to take credit for it as parents, but we know that this is an absolute team effort, and we're very, very fortunate that Naomi has this team on her side.
So Naomi was born at just over 37 weeks. I had a relatively normal pregnancy, and I had noticed around that time frame that I wasn't feeling any movement. So I called our hospital, and they asked us to come in to do what we thought was going to be just a general, non-stress test, see how everything was going, thought things were going to be okay, and then send us on our way. So when we were brought in, they were able to get her to, have some movement in utero, but every time she moved, her heart rate would decelerate. And so kind of the phrase that they used was, she's moving, but she's not liking it, so we need to get her out.
And then once they got her in, they whisked her away, and then I was standing in the room by myself for, I would say, probably 45 minutes to an hour before someone came in and said there were some complications, and then they left again.
So what happened when she was born is that she wasn't breathing. She had to be resuscitated, and when she was resuscitated, she began seizing, and she seized for over 7 minutes. So that was the indication to the hospital staff something's wrong with her brain.
I started taking care of Naomi when she was born, when she presented with seizures and was found to have a stroke that occurred during the pregnancy, very late on in the pregnancy. And since that time, I've had the privilege of managing her seizures, and with various medicines in various combinations with variable success.
Because of the stroke, she has, that diagnosis, and it just means that all of her muscles and her body and her bones and all that is affected. So she wears braces on her legs to help her walk. She has braces that she sometimes wears or has worn over the years on her hand. Over the years, she's had different hip braces. So we see a physical medicine provider. And she also receives monthly or every 4-month Botox injections. And the Botox relaxes her muscles enough to the point that she's not having muscle spasms, so she can walk comfortably, move her body comfortably, and just kind of navigate as close to typical as another 7-year-old girl would.
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think that there's something that came for you.
So because Naomi's muscle tone is a little bit different than other kids her age, she just can't pedal a tricycle. She just needs more support. And Naomi was invited to the Adaptive Bike Day in May this year, and she got to test out a number of different bicycles, and she ended up deciding on one that was fit to her needs, and we customized it, and she received it in November of this year. Because of Naomi's diagnoses and multiple related conditions, she sees nearly every pediatric specialist within the Marshfield health system. I think it's so important to have care like this for Naomi so close to home, because so often there are people that do feel the need to travel hours and hours and hours to receive this comprehensive pediatric care, and we have access to it just a couple miles down the road. She has a really, really tough surgery or appointment. Her speech therapist will find out and come visit her or say hello, or her neurologist will pop in and say hi because she knows that she's there, even if they're not seeing her. And that's not something that you get in these large health systems, because it's just not possible. And when you're in this smaller community, it's just it's just so meaningful.
Naomi's taught me so much about perseverance and patience, and like you said, doing things, a smile and a giggle, and taking everything in stride. It's probably one of the biggest takeaways I've gotten from Naomi being in our lives.
If she's unhappy or she's not sleeping, it's because that situation presenting for her is more difficult for her than it is for me or for us. And so, but she does all of these things with giggles and with a smile and just the best attitude and so much kindness and understanding. So it's easy to be inspired by her.